Oh God, it's been a long time since we've been on camera. Almost feels like my first time again.
Alright, phones
Off.
on silent
Brains
mode.
on.
Grinder closed.
I'm Allie.
I'm Abel.
We are
Young, Dumb, and Sober.
Okay.
Oh, that's a cat.
Super happy to be back filming for you guys again,
Yes.
making new content. Yep, that's a cat. Stop. Okay.
That part. It's a cat. Stop it.
Okay. Just pretend I'm not.
Okay.
Alright. Sorry, you were gonna say something?
No.
No?
No. I never have anything to say.
We were thinking about doing like a series, right?
Yeah, so now that Pride's over, we're in the month of July. It's getting nice and steamy, hot, and we are thinking about like what's next. For this month, what we're gonna do is start talking about spirituality. I might touch on some higher power, how we tap into the spiritual sides of our lives.
And our sobriety.
In our sobriety.
Mm-hmm. Based on our own experience of how we kind of got catapulted into our own spiritual journeys, what helped us to further it, and then maybe some things that actually kind of like pushed us backwards. We're gonna have a bunch of different episodes coming up kind of relating around this. If you guys have any feedback or suggestions for content or anything that you would want us to cover, you can leave comments obviously on YouTube, or we're super active on Instagram. You can DM us. You can go on our OnlyFans page. Grindr, just right swipe us.
Not how Grindr works.
Are we on Scruff?
We're on there, but we're not active. We're in recovery. We're no longer active. We're gonna talk about 5 simple ways to begin your spiritual journey. 4 simple
ways
to
start
your
spiritual.
Number 1, going inward in a way that's less judgmental and less emotional, more observant is like a really good way to get spiritual, because I can tap into my true self. It's not clouded by external.
I'm gonna put that block behind you.
That's an external force right there. So I have to go inward to avoid that.
I like what you said about, you know what I'm talking about?
I think it's fine.
I always think it's fine.
I know.
Going inward and observing your experience rather than putting labels on it or judging it is super important for any kind of spiritual or like self-development, any kind of growth like that. It's a way to separate yourself from some of maybe like the negative things that you think about yourself, or these ways that you assume that you are indefinitely.
Being able to just see yourself for who and what you are without judgment is really good in order to be able to kind of tap into the spiritual potential. But I think the body and the mind are directly tied to like the spirit.
There's that quote by Gandhi. Is it Gandhi?
I don't know. Do you know?
Do you know? Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your fucking destiny.
Oh, he said fucking destiny? He would.
Number 2, seek spiritual resources. This was a really, really big one for me. I find a lot of guidance through books. A lot of my spirituality is based on the words of other people whose spirituality was based on the words of other people whose spirituality was based on the words of other people. It's kind of like this lineage that goes on. I feel like the books that fall into our laps, or the ones that we even seek out, there's a spiritual aspect to that.
In case in point, I got this from you. I'm actually reading this one. I'm reading the 4 Agreements. I actually got this book from Allie, Don Miguel Ruiz.
Ooh, say it again?
Don Miguel Ruiz.
Don Miguel Ruiz.
Ruiz. There.
Raspberry pink
Do you
lemonade.
have more?
It's spiritual to share.
The 4 Agreements, I'm onto right now. It's a good book because it goes through the 4 agreements that you make with yourself to be able to transform your life. I think that this kind of touches on a really like important things that could bring you to a more spiritual way of life.
And it's non-secular. It's very much bare bone spirituality.
Ancient Toltec wisdom. A lot of books, like even the Bible, has a lot of really good.
The B word.
I think has a lot of good. Because you know what? Christians get a bad rap.
Both.
It's always the loudest ones, the most hateful ones, but you can find that in any group of people. You can really pull spiritual wisdom from every corner of the earth. Oops. No, it should be fine. I mean, I can't help it.
Everything's fine.
I'm a 7.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
I'm a type 3. I'm a number 3 Enneagram.
What's your wing?
2.
Oof.
It's good.
Oh my god. Guilt-free. You know, I never feel any guilt for anything. I don't.
Number 7.
I feel shame. I do. Guilt? What's that?
Like, books has always been really big for me. Podcasts. I was talking to somebody about this recently. One of the people who literally changed my life for the better and definitely pushed me into a more spiritual space is Tara Brach. She's a contemporary psychologist and Buddhist teacher. I didn't know what I was looking for, but like I found it, and she has a ton of books. She wrote Radical Acceptance, the concept of fully taking on acceptance for however the moment is.
Without judgment.
Without judgment, exactly, and taking ownership of that acceptance and reality as it is.
With the word radical in it, I'm like here for it.
Yes. Tim Ferriss, that was a spiritual awakening for me. But to know that I could do things that I love, not have to deal with like a 9-to-5 arbitrary job is like huge. The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, not necessarily a spiritual book, but it taught me so much about habits and how they run my life. My eyes were opened at that moment, so I couldn't close them again. I mean, I did. They were still like, so podcasts, movies, books.
Yeah.
We can leave a list of the ones that we like in the...
We're gonna leave in the description, like we always do. God knows I need help. Trauma is what leads to drama.
Did you just coin that?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually pretty good. So, the trauma causes the drama with your mama, because your mama probably caused the trauma, at least some of it. So, our third tip, attempt to resolve trauma.
Or work towards.
At first, I was like, fix your trauma, bro. And then Abel was like, it's not that easy, Allie. Like, you try. You don't just like snap a finger and all of a sudden you're like,
I'm no longer traumatized.
When we think of like problems or issues, we think of like things needing to be fixed. With spirituality, there's not really any fixing that needs to be done. It's more discovering and uncovering the truth, peeling away layers to be able to get back to who we fundamentally are. Just the light in me that honors the light within you.
namaste. Oh, fuck.
I see you. Bet. Yeet.
Yeet.
Skeet.
Therapy might be a good start.
The house therapy.
Sometimes you just like need a professional to like get in there and kind of like help you work stuff out. Like, I didn't really realize. Never mind, I'm not gonna bring that up.
Bounce ideas and feelings and emotions off of people. Get where maybe somebody else is coming from.
And it's just like nice to, I don't know, it's like lonely to like do that kind of emotional work on your own. They always end up helping you uncover some kind of piece of the puzzle, even if it's somebody that you ultimately decide that you're not going to work with. There's also that idea that like we put ourselves subconsciously into relationships, like romantic or otherwise, in our life as a way to resolve trauma. It's very possible that our friendship is somehow resolving some sort of trauma, or a relationship with your sponsor or your spiritual mentor or your sober mentor is somehow working something out within you that you haven't had the tools to do consciously yet.
Oh yeah, especially when it comes to sharing like the deep thoughts and feelings that you have that you sometimes feel shame or guilt over, like sharing them with somebody. It's very reassuring. Shame is based in feeling that there's something wrong with you. Share that with somebody and that person like still loves you unconditionally. It helps you resolve some of that trauma, rejection, shame for just being.
Right. Totally.
Very helpful in advancing as a person and spiritually.
Yeah.
That shame just weighs us down.
It keeps us sick. This is something I realized in retrospect. It wasn't like I was snorting a line being like, I hate my trauma. Like when I became sober, I was kind of like, there's a lot of shit that I just couldn't look at until I was in a situation where I had somebody hold my hand through it. It's a big one, resolve that trauma, and everybody has it, right? Like everybody has trauma, even if it's not trauma. Like, everybody has shit.
Everyone has trauma, even if it's not trauma. We all have experiences that we hold on to and that affect us and that we carry on, and that's okay. Thank you. That was Dion.
Yes.
need to be able to work through that. Those are things that cloud our experiences.
I think you're a really good example. You're like going out on a limb, doing something that you're not used to, and I've told you a million times how much I admire that. That's definitely one of the ways that we can work through difficult emotions, like sticky emotions. We don't have to put this on camera.
No, girl, please.
There's another cat. Like they never are this like attention whore.
I know. It's probably because we got a few more subscribers.
You're right.
Yo, they're about to pop off.
You're finding a way to just work out shit that is no longer serving you, going forth very bravely to do so. I can't even fucking talk to the same person for more than 3 weeks without feeling like they're smothering me. Oh, like you're doing the real work.
Trying to uncover, peel away layers of all of the BS of society. Some of the people from my past have told me that I'm supposed to be, how I've allowed myself to feel about who I am and who I'm not. It's trial and error.
Number 4 is building that spiritual network.
It should be affecting you positively in terms of growth.
They should be constant, I think. If it's a spiritual community, it's somebody that it's like a council.
Having people be part of your spiritual network, it's necessary for them to be aware of the effects, things that they do, the way that they interact are very mindful, as opposed to like what you were saying, like destructive or toxic relationships. Some things that people talk about, like bad energy, bad vibes, it can sound a little bit woo-woo, but it's really just a transfer of like emotions, ideas, and energy. People
that you like lean on and go to share your spiritual experiences with, like even do spiritual things. My cats are my sangha.
I'm well aware of that. It doesn't even have to be like this big thing. It can just be like a few people.
It doesn't even have to be physical people in real life.
I mean, the internet connects billions of people.
I think that you guys are a part of our spiritual community though, even though we're online. We're trying to build that and have a safe space for you guys to talk and chat with us about spiritual things. I mean, that's why we bring up these topics, because we want to hear where you're at with everything and share with you our experiences in hopes that it will, at the very least, entertain you.
We work things that we're going through here on our channel.
Or it's what we're experiencing like currently. Like I almost killed Abel like 30 seconds ago before we turned the camera on.
She was so upset with me.
He tried to hug me and I was just like...
But then I did.
He did.
I hugged you twice. And I put my smelly armpit on your shoulder. I'm taller than her.
He did do that, and that made it feel better. This is like a weird time in life to be alive. To be able to like share yourself on camera just for like fuck's sake. It's like a weird spiritual time in history. And
I mean, it sure is. It sure is.
It sure is, Allie.
We put ourselves out there. We put a lot of energy into what we do. That's what makes us happy. This is also part of our spiritual journey, is putting energy out into the world.
Okay, energy. Oh, that's frightening to me. That's frightening to me.
And energy is neither created nor destroyed, so we get that energy back from you guys and from other people. Sometimes you just gotta put stuff out there and have some faith.
Yes.
That faith in taking the best that you can out of every experience. That's a really like good spiritual way to look at things, is just kind of being able to pull the positives from things. Our judgment is going to cloud like our experiences.
Yeah.
And so being able to like peel away like all of that judgment allows us to be able to pull like the things that we need to kind of like fuel us and to keep going.
Well put. Well said. Whatever. Okay, so guys, like, the tea is that you comment and like and subscribe and
smash that notification.
Smash that noti butt.
That's the tea, sis.
And keep in touch and let us know what you think about this. Share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your pastor.
What are some of the things that y'all did on your spiritual journey, or some things that you would like to try, or things that we might want to try?
I thank you guys so much. We love y'all. It's been real.
It's been fun.
It's been
real fun.
Catch you on the flip side. Bye. Boom, boom, boom.